Hey guys, welcome back to the fifth ever Deli podcast. The fifth. It's been a while since I did one of these because I had the flu, and then I tried making other types of podcasts too because pretty fun. But no one really reviewed my AF podcast. Make sure you check out my recent posts though. They're some pretty cool minute edits. They're a minute so I could put them on Instagram because more than that you can't actually put it on Instagram. But those are pretty cool actually. And if you want me to do some deli based, give me some ideas, and I'll definitely try to do them. They're really fun to make. They're time consuming, but they're fun to make. So I'm definitely happy to do it. Any ideas, even in other leagues maybe, I'd be down to try. But today the reason we're here, as the title says, award predictions. So you might be wondering to start it off that why is the commissioner making award predictions when he kind of ultimately decides the awards? But yeah, that's true. It's more so based on who's the most active in a season that already has the higher overall. So the most high overall people that's the most active, basically as a general rule, gets the MVP. So I'm gonna predict basically who I think is gonna be most active and most able to get the award. It's also based on a lot of team wins, so it's not like I'm telling you who's gonna win. That's not at all. I'm not lying to you. I'm actually gonna guess who I think's gonna win it, and then we're gonna see if they win it. So it's even though it's scripted league, trust me, it'll make sense. It's not like I know who's MVP yet or anything like that or any of the awards. I'm just using MVP as an example. So we are gonna start off with the new award, or not new award, but it's gonna be changed. And this is going to be the Man of the Year award. It used to be for the most active. Now it's gonna be for the person who does the most community service work on their account throughout the year. On the most, and so it's quality and quantity. So it's who puts the most time into the post and the most of all of that. Um, as of now, at least the front runners are probably Jacob Tartar and Paris Panakarski. It's something like that. It's the European guy, the tight end for the Shires. Those are probably the two front runners at the moment for it. My prediction is I think it's gonna be Paris. Um, that would be my prediction for that one. And my sleeper candidate for that award will be my sleeper candidate for that award will be Jacob Parker. The next award, most active. Um, I would say the front runner for this award is gonna be Damon Hartsuff again. He was most active last year, and he seems like he might be really active again. My sleeper for this one will be Calvin Johnson Jr. He's been really active so far. He had a great week one with I think 3 touchdowns and 200 plus yards on 11 catches. So he can definitely pull up and win the Man of the Year. Would be interesting to see someone who hasn't been. It would be interesting to see someone new on like the list, and I think he might be a guy shooting for that award. Next, GM of the Year. So I'm gonna expect this one to go to. I'm gonna guess that the winner of this award will be the the Golden Falcons. The GM of the Golden Falcons, has been really active, really good so far. Made a lot of key moves in the offseason, put his team in contention right away. And my sleeper for this award is going to be the Gyre Falcons, another very committed new owner who's putting a lot of work onto his posts. Really appreciate the great trade posts he's made. And his team is clearly getting much better. The players on the team are really happy, it seems. That's definitely a team on the rise, and they might pull through with a nice trade deadline trade. I wouldn't be shocked, and that might be the thing that the GM needs to tip him over the edge to make him GM of the year. Coach of the year. My prediction is gonna be I'll give the Dragon McClary, of the Shamrocks. He was the assistant of the year last year, and he got promoted to head coach before the Super Bowl, in which he won his first ever game coaching. Dragon McClary is a pretty solid coach, type of guy you want as your head coach. And my sleeper for this is gonna be Jordan Hines for the third time in a row. Once we do the head coaching duels, I have a feeling Jordan Hines is gonna be ahead of the game. He has a really nice playbook, really nice. He likes up a whole playbook, which is way above and beyond what other coaches did. Part of the reason why he's two-time coach of the year winner. So excited to see what he does. Assistant of the year. There's a bunch of people who it could definitely be. But I'm gonna go with the new coach in Marauders, the offensive coordinator, the older brother of Tatum Turner. I think he's gonna be or not the older brother, the dad of Tatum Turner. Tatum Turner Sr. is the offensive coordinator in Tennessee, and I figure he's going to be a huge help for the Marauders offense that has been pretty average for the most part in the past few seasons. And I feel like an offensive coordinator is going to be the type of player thing to tip him over the edge. The star power is there with LaShawn Westbrook. They got the players. It's all about building consistency and getting over the hump. And I think an offensive coordinator would be perfect. It just matters how active he's going to be. We're going to have to see. Most improved. Oh, I need a sleeper for that. My sleeper for that award is going to be Mace Cuerdo of the Shamrocks. He was demoted from head coach last year. But if he can become active again, he was a solid head coach when he was active, so it depends on how well he can do. If he can get active again, he's definitely a solid candidate for the award, but all signs point to him not being active, which means he won't be able to help his team win. So we're going to have to see. Most improved player of the year last year was Odie Savinsky. Came out of absolutely nowhere. So I'm going to use week one's help here to give it. I'm going to say the most improved is going to be Thomas Dalton. Had a monster game for the Los Angeles Stars, a team in need of something to put him to get him like competing. Like they haven't been able to compete in a while. Dalton was a beast. And my sleeper candidate for most improved, there's a lot of guys who I would love to pick here, but I'm gonna go with Jimmy Williams of the Gyro Falcons. Great preseason, probably the best preseason out of everyone. And he's going to look to continue that in the regular season as a third down majority back. That's going to be the only problem is playing time, but he wasn't that good last year, so most things would be better than that. And he's the type of player that seems like he's in the perfect scenario. He's not going to get too many carries. He's going to be really solid this year, so looking forward to seeing what he can do. Of course, then we got the Defensive Rookie of the Year as the next award. So I'm going to go up to the draft to see some of my draftees to see who could potentially win Defensive Rookie of the Year. And I'm going to go with, as the front runner to win the award, I'm going to go with, let's go with Ben Bishop III of the Redcoats. He's going to have to be a one-man show, which is really going to help his case, not his team's case, but his own case at winning the award. And my sleeper candidate for the award, it could be a Swift brother. That wouldn't shock me. But I'm gonna go with as a sleeper candidate, my official sleeper candidate, Cameron Burke of the Eagles. Solid week one. He's gonna look up the build off that. He was traded from the Sandstorms to the Eagles, where he can play for himself because he is the Eagles too. And he's a really solid player. Definitely gonna see where he's gonna do with it. He's definitely not out of the question to win Defensive Rookie of the Year as a lower side pick. Then we got Offensive Rookie of the Year, in which my guess is Josh Boston's going to win it. Mobile quarterback of the Gyro Falcons. He had a solid debut. Going to see if he can build off that. Nothing special. And my sleeper candidate for this award, Julio Draper of the Pandas. Running back. Running backs have won this award in this league historically, so definitely won't be shocked if the top running back won it. And then my Rookie of the Year is also going to be Josh Boston. Being that he's a mobile quarterback, it's easier for him to win both. And he's such a good player that, it wouldn't shock me to see him win both. If he can do it on the ground, do it through the pass, and just overall be the best offensive rookie in the class. As a sleeper candidate for Rookie of the Year, I'm going to actually give that to Ben Bishop III. Again, really solid player, and if he can pull through and actually win Defensive Rookie of the Year, that would be really huge for him. So we're just going to have to see how that goes, see if it can happen. It's going to be interesting to see. So with our next award, sorry, I have to scroll back down. We got Defensive Player of the Year. My pick, I'm probably going to go with David Long Jr. Off to a great start. Gyro Falcons, he's been in the running basically since he's been in the league, even as a rookie. He's just been incredible. He's a force to be reckoned with, a one-man show defensively. He's just an absolute game changer and one of the best defenders in the league, if not the best. He seems to be overtaking Xander Kane at this point as just the most dominant defender. Maybe Xander Kane will come through and win another one. He's won a bunch. It wouldn't shock me to see him win one again. And then as a sleeper Defensive Player of the Year candidate, we'll go with Buda Baker, the Missions. Safeties haven't won it that much, but Buda Baker is a different type of safety. He's a insanely good at covering, zone cornerback, picks the ball off a lot, huge plays. Definitely could see him winning. Broke the record for most Pro Bowl votes in a single season, even though we didn't end up doing the Deli Bowl. But he'd be my sleeper. So offensive player of the year, my prediction. Man, a lot of great candidates here, but I'm gonna go with Tyler Master. He's always up there in the running. Wouldn't shock me to see him win it. I know I've said this for a lot of them, but Master's just an incredible player. There's not much you could do at defensive end to guard him, and not especially when you have Kayvon Carter on the same team as him. It's one of the most deadly wide receiver combos in the league, and I could see him winning it. And my sleeper candidate for offensive player of the year, man, there are so many options. I'll give it to Cyrus Walker. Great receiver, great runner. Was featured heavily in the offense last year. I think from according to Coach Hines, they're going to look to pass the ball a little bit more this season. But still, Cyrus Walker, incredible player. He could probably do it all. We're just going to have to see. MVP now. Probably the moment we've all been waiting for. My prediction for MVP this year. I'm going to go with Jacob Peters of the Missions. He was on fire to end the season with the Missions. They barely lost. Going to see if he can pick up right where he left off. And obviously incredible player. And now my sleeper pick for this award is going to go to Damon McClary of the Golden Falcons. One of the most underrated signings in the entire offseason. He's been a monster since he's come into the league only 2 short years ago, it seems. Seems like he just entered, but he's been taking the league by storm ever since. He's been a name you can't forget. Him and Daquan Madison, one of the best QB duos from a class since basically Carlos Stark, Malcolm Leonard Jr., and Jacob Peters. So, great quarterback class. One that's going to go down in the history books. For sure, it seems, at least. And he is going to come in as my sleeper pick for MVP. And the final award, Super Bowl MVP. Obviously, depends on who wins the Super Bowl. So it's going to be hard to pick. So I'll just say if the Missions win it, because I'd say they're up there for being the favorite, I'm going to go with Jacob Peters. If the K9s win it, I'm going to go with Max Jackson probably. If the Sandstorms win it, I'm going to go with, it's probably going to end up being Tyler Masters' game. If the, who else? Who else is the contenders? The Cotton Pickers win it. Feeling it's going to be a Drew Pierce, Cyrus Walker, one of those two. Who else is a true contender? If the Shamrocks win it, they can win it again. I mean, you're gonna have to guess that Malcolm Leonard Jr. is gonna be crazy in that game. He seems to always be going off. And another team that could definitely win it is the Shires. They're a little overlooked, and if the Shires win it, I think it's gonna be a big help to Desmond James, and a sleeper pick there as a wide receiver. He's really solid. He's always been solid, very consistent. So I could see him having a huge finals, like a Julian Edelman-like player as a possession wide receiver. So hope you guys enjoyed my award predictions. The Deli Podcast is back. This was the most popular pick topic, so I decided to do it. I was pretty happy with it too. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Peace.